All right, troops, welcome to the Action Elite. My name is Owen. Hello, J-Man, Stephen, and Charlie. How are you?
Hello, living the dream.
Oh, that's it. But so tonight is our final live stream of 2024. So we thought we might as well celebrate the end of the year by discussing End of Days, the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie from 1999. And what's interesting about this is that I kind of have a Mandela effect with this, where I could have sworn earlier this year I had ordered this movie on Blu-ray as part of like a Blu-ray set with like other movies.
Yeah.
And then I looked through my Amazon orders. Oh, there's nothing there. There's nothing in the shelves. And I was like, what the hell is the movie? I was like, I know I have it somewhere. So I looked through all the shelves, dug out the cupboard and everything. And I was like, nope, I don't have it. And I was like, wait a minute, I know I have it on DVD. I definitely have it on DVD. Cannot find it anywhere. I don't know where it is. So I had to pay for it. I rented it off Amazon. And I'm just gonna have to order the Blu-ray again. I should have ordered it from you, Jay, you know.
But it was already there. In anticipation of this, I put it up. I put it in the library last week. That's how I rewatched it because I was too lazy to get the DVD.
But I needed I need subtitles on, so I have to.
Oh yeah,
paper, so that's fine. So I did that. But yeah, I hadn't watched it for like a good few years, and I forgot sort of how dark a movie is. It's definitely one of Arnie's darker roles, and I always really liked the movie. I always thought it was quite underappreciated, and that's what our discussion is tonight. You know, is it underrated? And I think it is. Is it top 5 Arnold? No, but I think for like his later career, I think it's one of his better movies. There's some nudity, some cool weird sex stuff. Gabriel Byrne is Satan, who is just sort of he's kind of funny, but not too much. He's not like campy funny or whatever. I think he's better than like Al Pacino, who's like shouting all the time. He's like, ass!
Oh, in that, like in what was that movie called?
Devil's Advocate.
I like Devil's Advocate.
Also, I've
been on the ground since the whole thing started.
Absentee landlord. Yeah. No. Oh, there's Ron Jam. Hey, Ron. Hi, Adam.
Ron.
Score is all here. Yeah. So my favorite aspect of this movie though is John Debney's score. I think the music is fantastic. I love it. Just that wee tune just goes through my head so much, and just the opening credits music. There's some good action scenes too. I like the helicopter chase they're sitting at the start.
So good.
That's awesome. I like how this is Arnold as we've never seen him before. Normally he's coming on screen, looking badass, whatever, but this time he's like putting a gun rig style in his face. So I was like, oh, okay, this is a different side of Arnie we're seeing. And I got to say, he actually gives a good performance, which isn't something you normally would say, but I think he actually is good. And there's like some funny lines in it, but not too much. I think the tone is right, where it keeps sort of dark. Probably has the scariest homeless person I've ever seen in a movie ever. That blonde guy was there. That guy just freaked me out. I remember when I saw this cinema, and I was like, wow, nobody's getting me spare change tonight. I definitely do enjoy this one. I think it's a solid Arnie movie. I like Kevin Pollak in it as well, like what they do with him. He sort of provides some of the humor. He has a line in it. I can't remember what the line was. There was like a great one-liner he had earlier on. Yeah, he provided like a lot of humor. So he was cool. I like the train scene at the end. That was good too. I think that's it for me. So, Steve, what do you think of it?
So I saw this with J-Man 25 years ago when it came out, and I haven't seen it since. I remember liking it when I saw it. I agree it's not one of his best, but it's not horrible by any means. And I've heard people think this movie sucks, which I don't agree with. I don't think this movie sucks at all. I just think it's a different side of Arnold that we're not getting used to. We're used to the very, punny, action-filled, sort of campy-esque Arnold Schwarzenegger. And this is nowhere near campy. This is very much more of a serious movie than we're used to seeing him make. It is weird to see him I'm still trying to get over the fact that he kept the apartment where his wife and daughter were killed. I thought that was weird. I remember sitting there thinking if that happened to me, I would have gotten out of there like immediately. I know real estate is hard to find in New York City, but I think I would have somehow sacrificed that.
I think the reason for that was because it's the memory of where his family is.
Yeah.
He maybe just couldn't let go, and also he just kind of given up. As well, and that was the thing. He just stopped caring.
Yeah, I mean, I just sat there being like, I don't know if I could face, being in the bedroom where my wife and daughter were killed. I would probably have a problem with that, and I would probably turn into a suicidal alcoholic, at least if I did stay there. I really like Gabriel Byrne. I'm surprised. I think he started out his career as a comedian, which is hilarious because he's not in many funny movies. I remember, but I remember hearing he did start out his career in comedy for some strange reason. Usual Suspects, team up with him and Kevin Pollak, which I was, The Usual Suspects is one of my favorite movies, so always happy to see two of them together. And his name is Bobby Chicago, which I think is just a great name for a character. Of course, Schwarzenegger's Jericho Kane, so there you go.
Yeah, that's an awesome name. Yeah.
So this is an awesome names movie, which I always enjoy. There's a lot of great action scenes in it. Helicopter chase, the train stuff at the end. But my favorite parts is when Gabriel Byrne is probably trying to tempt Schwarzenegger, and he's so seductive and so what's the word I'm looking for? He's so influential. Like, you could tell that he's saying it, and I'm like, I don't know, man. I think I might, one girl in I barely know in my family. I don't know. Like, that's a pretty hard. That's a hard bargain to drive, and you can sort of say, "Hey, Brennan." So I don't know. I think that's great. Robin Tunney. I just wish Robin Tunney had longer hair. Robin Tunney never struck me as a short hair gal. I always liked her with the longer hair. But she's cool in it. I always thought I was kind of surprised she didn't really go anywhere that far, because I thought she always had talent, and she was wonderful in the craft. And Cherish, which J-Man introduced me to, which was an extremely underrated flick.
I saw that in the theater.
Yeah, you saw it in the theater, and now it's like no one talks about this movie, and it's so good. Udo Kier, that guy's in everything, right? And he's usually a Satanist or a villain of some sort. I don't know, like, the devil come in and he has sex with my daughter and my wife in the same bed. I might be like, excuse me, Mr. Satan. I
mind if I join in?
I'm not a fan of this. I didn't like the devil, the actual devil when he came out. I wasn't a huge fan of that. He looked too much like one of the creatures from Beastmaster to me. So I was, the ones with the wings.
Yeah.
Just a little bit too much. I'm like, oh, the devil's one of those guys from Beastmaster. Okay, cool. But it's a solid film. I think, again, people were just thrown off because it's not the usual Schwarzenegger fare, and they're not willing to give it any of that a chance. But if you look at Schwarzenegger's movies, he usually tries to do a big concept movie, right? Like, if you look at True Lies, or if you look at The Sixth Day, or you look at Last Action Hero, or you look at the Terminator movies, like, there's usually a concept behind his movies that you can get behind. A racer is really kind of a cool concept. And Running Man, of course. So Predator, I could keep going. Anyhow, so to me, this is just another, Schwarzenegger trying to do something different again. And his career has deceptively been about doing different things. He was an action star, and then he did Twins, which is just totally, there's no action in Twins, but he's willing to take that shot. He's willing to do comedy and family stuff and all that. So,
some comments here. Good chat tonight. Also, it must be mentioned that this movie does have some of my favorite Arnold one-liners, like, "You think you're bad? You're a fucking choir boy compared to me." And I still say that all the time. But also, there are also some moments of just him going when he's getting crucified, and I thought, I wonder when Jesus got crucified, was he like,
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Yeah.
Tis the season to talk about crucifixion.
Have I told you? I've told you my Udo Kier story before, haven't I?
Is that the one where you ran him over with your car?
Yeah, twice.
Yeah.
Still got up. No, whenever we were at TIFF watching the Brawl on Cell Block 99.
Oh.
And he was in that. And so we were at a screening of that. And he comes in doing a Q&A at the start. And he comes in with a glass of wine because he's fucking awesome. And he comes in. He's like, okay, who wants to ask me a question? You. And he just points to some random guy and says, you, ask me a question. Not fast enough. Okay, you, would you like to ask a question? This is someone eventually would ask her. And everyone else is sort of like, ah! He's just absolutely terrified. And he's just like walking around with his glass of wine, probably pissed. And I was just like, this is why you're the greatest. There's only one Udo Kier, and there only ever will be, and he's just the best. I love characters like him who are just like eccentric even in real life. And I was like, oh man, this guy's just the best. So that's my Udo Kier story. So he was really cool.
Whenever, if anyone ever asks me for a question, then I usually say, okay, if there's two trains traveling, so you wanted me to ask you a question.
Yeah, you didn't have to be about the movie.
Right.
It didn't need to share thoughts on Batman and Robin. I think we can all agree it should have gotten the Oscar. Agreed.
Well, I actually like Batman and Robin.
Yep.
So.
I'm going to watch that again maybe this weekend, actually, before I go. I think the tough part with this movie was Kevin Pollak. Obviously, Society was early 90s, but as Psychic, I never really bought it. No chemistry. I mean, you sort of feel like the reason he's there is just to provide a few one-liners, but I do kind of like the fact that he comes back and he's kind of evil, but he's just made a deal to come back. And it just like this whole, well, when you're standing there on fire, you're not really thinking too hard.
Yeah. You're not really considering, you're not really considering your options. You're just like, yeah, okay, just make this stop, sure.
And then when the deal reneges, he bursts into flames again, and he's running. Oh, Jesus!
That's a horrific death.
It is.
But
it was really well done.
You could tell he didn't want to do it. Like he was very quiet. Like when he drove away, it was just like he was sitting there. It's just like, all right, let's get this over with. He didn't really want to do it. They are an odd pairing, like physically, but it's hard not to have an odd pairing with Schwarzenegger because he's so big. So.
Yeah.
So, Jay, you're not going last. I'm going to ask you now.
Sure.
So, Jay, go for it.
Yeah, I like this movie. I saw it in the theater.
I think we all did.
I think I may have seen it like one time afterwards, and this is like my third time watching. I watched it this week. I mean, I think it's pretty cool. The negatives are the story is brutal. It's like, and the pacing's kind of crap. So other than that, though, it looks good. I like the characters. I think Schwarzenegger did a good job in the acting here. For me, I think he always does a good job pretty much because he picks roles that suit his style. Like, it's like, is Terminator an actor? I don't know. He's playing a robot. So if you meet a Terminator, let me know how they are and then see if he's accurate. But like, yeah, I mean, he just needs to have sex with her. It's like, okay, well then just go do it. Like, my problem is that there's no urgency in the devil. Like, you're on a timer. Like, hurry up, right? Like, it doesn't seem like he's just kind of walking around like, oh, I got time to spare. It's like, well, you don't really have time to spare. I kind of would have liked it if they would have just tried to hide her and it was more like cat and mouse. Like the devil's going to find her. Oh shit. Okay. Let's move her because it's a time limit. So once that time is expended, like Schwarzenegger kills himself, it's like, well, that's a great sacrifice, but you didn't really have to do that. Like, she could have just run. Like, you could have handcuffed yourself or stabbed yourself in the leg or something. And because if the devil could just come out and beat anyone, why can't it just keep moving and hitting people till it gets to her? You know what I mean? Like, I like the movie, but as I'm watching, I'm starting to think of all these things. Like, can't the devil be more crafty? Like, why does he need Kevin Pollak? Like, just so it could be like a scene, like just take him over and then get close to Schwarzenegger, right? Or then just take Schwarzenegger over. Like, if you could just take over anybody, then just take them over.
I think you could only take over people who like didn't have faith. And that was the thing, because like Arnold's character had no faith and like hated God and whatever. So that's why because other people with faith would be able to like fight him off or whatever. But because he had no belief and like Arnie was at rock bottom,
Yes.
But by the end, he got his faith back, and by doing sacrifice, by sacrificing himself, that was the ultimate sacrifice, and he's there for found redemption, and he gets to be with his wife and kid again. So
yeah,
they also drop they drop an entire thing. They said because when they said that the girl was born under God's eye, that she was chosen, so was the male vessel at that point.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yes, the male vessel was chosen.
They completely almost forgot about that line of dialogue.
Yeah, and then
the movie. Yeah, then it doesn't matter anymore.
Right. So if he could take Schwarzenegger, like it was supposed to be the human vessel was chosen, and then that was Gabriel Byrne. That's why that's like, you know, I don't know why they were protecting him. It was weird that it was not really clear. Did they know that? I guess they knew it was him. Like, did the good guys know that Gabriel Byrne was going to be the vessel? Like, why not just kill him and have it end? But then if the devil can take over anyone and it took over Schwarzenegger, why didn't it take over right away? Like, he comes up to him, he's making a deal. Why are you making a deal? Just take him over right now and it's over, right? Like, if you can take him over anyways, or maybe once the Gabriel Byrne body was destroyed, only then is he able to go into another vessel. But then if he is, then why can't he just go into? That's what I'm saying. It's messed up. The problem with this movie is that it wanted to be a Schwarzenegger movie with a lot of cool action and like, but it tried to have these stories of like horror movies like Serpent and the Rainbow. Yeah. There's a whole bunch of these movies and they're more thought out. This one wasn't as thought out. It didn't bother me because I still liked Gabriel Byrne's just awesome. Like, just his dialogue is super cool. And I like Schwarzenegger in this a lot. I think he's really a good character. And I like Robin Tunney as well. She should have the long hair. I agree with that. I like that everyone around her was just, you know, prepping her for this thing. Like, they're all cultists pretty much. I like the idea that there's the religious guys who are just like, let's just kill her. Like, why are we messing around? I like that idea.
That was really cool.
But then ultimately,
Rosemary's Baby.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I've never seen Rosemary's Baby.
It's good.
Really?
But see, like, again, that's a more the problem is that it's not well thought out enough to be one of these kinds of movies. That's the thing. So I end up like giving it a decent score. We can give our scores at the end. I'm giving it a decent score because I still personally liked it for the positive parts of it, but it is a little bit long for such a thin story that doesn't explore it enough. They like, it's like, oh, they do mention it's like, oh, you have to do it before midnight or whatever it was. And he's like, oh yeah, well, is it the East Coast or whatever? And he kind of makes fun of that. Yeah, but then they don't answer it. So it's like, you made fun of your bad writing and then you didn't correct your writing or whatever. Like,
did they take into account daylight savings time?
Like he makes fun of it. Yeah, so that's funny. He makes fun of it, which I agree with, but then they didn't answer that. So I'm like, well, no, you need to answer that. Like, you brought it up. So they didn't answer it. So I think people were just like, I don't think people thought about it as much as I did. I think people just watched this and thought, this isn't an Arnie movie. I don't like it. But I mean, I thought it was pretty cool. Like, there's a lot of cool effects or whatever. And like, I thought the monster looked pretty good. I remember at the time, well, the devil looks pretty neat. I don't know. I thought it was cool. The action was awesome. The helicopter stuff was super cool. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know why this got like kind of. It's not like the Arnie movies are known for great storylines, except for the big ones like Total Recall and the Terminators and that kind of thing. It's not like you walked in and thought, I thought this was going to be a big thought-provoking religious, questioning the religion or whatever. Like, it's just like, no, it's just an action movie with this religious topic. Mm-hmm. So
I've never overthought it too much because I'm just like, it's an Arnie movie, so bring it at the door and just enjoy it for what it is. But to me, it still very much is an Arnie movie. I have no issue with any pacing. I'm never bored because I think every scene that happens is necessary for a reason. But I mean, like I was bored watching Maggie.
I haven't watched that.
Yeah, you're not missing anything there.
I bought it though. No, it's way too long for the story. It's trying to be smarter than it is. That's the problem. And it's not like Army of Darkness or something where it's like, this is just a kooky, fun movie. It's not like in medieval times, would this actually happen? Like, did they have this technology? Could they have produced this? Like, it's not thinking that through, but this movie is forcing you to think about things because it is longer and it's trying to paint this picture of like, oh, what's going to happen? This is an investigation. It's like, the investigation is nothing. Like, he has to do her to get the Antichrist. That's it. They should have just made it 90 minutes. Just cut some stuff and keep the action bits, and not even really to discuss what happens. Like, the devil's here. He's got it. We got to keep her away from him. And then that's it. Don't offer any other, don't like, it's like the detectives who are investigating it. Oh, she's in on it too. It's like, oh boy. Okay, sure she is. Like, so why was she investigating this? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it just felt like they introduced too many weird things that didn't pay off. It would have been better to be stripped down and just be like, just action. So that said, I still really like the movie anyways. It's Arnold and he's good. So
it's also just seeing Adam's comment here. It's directed by Peter Hyams. Well, of course, they did 2010, The Presidio, Outland, Running Scared, Sudden Death, Time Cop, and The Relic. And like Sudden Death and Time Cop are like two of Van Damme's best movies.
I like The Relic also.
The Relic's cool too. I've never seen 2010, which I should. I hear that's actually not bad. It's not as good as 2001, but it's interesting, so I may check it out.
It has nothing to do with the book, really, though.
No, I know.
Running Scared's the Paul Walker one, isn't it?
I liked that. I actually like that movie too.
That one's dark, man.
The whole pedophile thing,
Yeah,
it's fucked.
Yeah, Stigmata's the other one. There's a whole bunch of these types
Stigmata came out the year this movie came out.
And I thought Stigmata, and it was awesome. And the people in this movie were getting the Stigmata as well.
No,
but they didn't go into it enough. This is what I'm saying. Like, as they were developing the story, then they would cut to some action or Gabriel Byrne just acting cool or whatever. And then it's like, so do you want this to be Stigmata, Serpent and the Rainbow? Like, do you want this to be like a very dark, serious kind of like these evil cults and Christianity and all that? Or do you want it to be an action movie? And they try to merge them together. And it kind of still worked for me, but I can understand why a generic person would think this isn't working.
Okay.
Sorry, Running Scared was the Gregory Hines.
The Gregory Hines one. Yeah.
Oh, that one. Okay.
There's two different. I think
two different ones.
But they got the same name.
Yeah,
he did 86 though. Okay.
Yeah. Well, both were okay.
Yeah, they're both different movies.
Yeah.
Entertaining.
Oh yeah, totally different.
Yeah. I saw neither, so I can't say.
Yeah. So Charlie.
I saw this. I don't think I got to see this in the theater for some reason, but watched it as soon as it came out, renting, and definitely was not what I was expecting with an Arnold movie. But I loved it. It was dark. It was brooding. Still had really good action. When the action's here, it's almost like they brought in another director just to do the action scenes in this movie, and then went back to the satanic cult shit with somebody else. Because the helicopter, I swear to God, man, I love that scene of him being dangled from the helicopter and then snatching that dude up as he jumps off the building, and then they fall. It's a lot of fun. I like Kevin Pollak in this. I kind of get that he's miscast, but I almost feel like that's a little bit on purpose, because you need someone that can at least, jab at Arnie, even when he's like brooding and suicidal, basically. And Kevin Pollak is still comfortable enough to do it, and I believe it. I don't really have a lot of complaints, but I think I agree with you guys. This isn't like even a top 10 Arnold movie for me. It's watchable. I've probably watched it 4 or 5 times since it's came out. Like Owen, I thought I had the DVD, swore up and down I had it, and no,
Satan has taken it from us.
Satan has taken our end of days. So I got this on Microsoft. I think I'd caught it on sale. But yeah, I don't have a whole lot to pick apart. I do agree a little bit with J-Man, but I'm also with Owen. I don't think about it when I'm watching the movie. Like right now, we're talking about it and kind of digging into it, so I'm able to be like, oh yeah, you're right. Okay, yep. I wish they'd have done that. But watching the movie, I'm just like, oh, it's fucking badass. Just Arnold commands that movie, and it's totally. He looks like the character Kimball from Kindergarten Cop at the beginning. Where he's like disheveled.
Detective John Kimball.
Exactly. But this is like John Kimball on a regular day when he's not Kindergarten Cop.
Right.
I saw that in the theater too. That was great.
Party pooper.
Love that. But yeah, I love the devil tempting him with the family and shit. And this movie's not afraid to get dark and get really fucking dark with itself. This is like one of those movies I would love to just like put on and then like watch Constantine after, or watch Stigmata right with it. There's a mood to it that would be good for like a bunch of people. Put the cookie down.
Put the cookie down. No.
I watched that the other day too. It's always time for Jingle All the Way here.
No.
But yeah,
if we had more time, I would have talked about Jingle All the Way, but I leave on Tuesday, unfortunately, so no time.
Yeah, but yeah, I like End of Days. This is I feel like it's definitely underrated. Like a lot of people slept on it and never bothered because it's not talked about, even among like us. How often when we're talking about Arnold Schwarzenegger movies, oh yeah, we love him in this. Love him. How often have we ever said, oh yeah, and End of Days too? Yeah, that was really good.
Never.
You know, right. Just like, Sixth Day. I've seen it one time, I think. There's John.
There's John.
John.
Hello.
Perfect timing.
Here. Absolutely, because I'm done talking, so we can let John have it.
Well, thanks for watching, everyone. Bye.
Missed it by that much.
Oh, John, literally your timing is perfect. So
there you go.
End of Days. So thoughts?
Oh boy, I watched this yesterday. Yesterday, yeah. Good Lord. It had been a while since I seen it. I don't know what you guys have all said about it. So if I'm reiterating, it's
yeah, we all hate it, man. What's wrong with you?
You put, is it underrated? Yeah, it's definitely underrated because this is definitely not an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie that people talk about when they talk about Arnold Schwarzenegger. Watching it, I have a love-hate relationship. I mean, I love the movie. Don't get me wrong. I watch it, although I haven't seen it in a while. But I always had like you guys know the last Rambo movie, Last Blood. Like the biggest issue I had with that is seeing like your action hero, like because I just turned 52. I'm old. And seeing your action heroes get old, and seeing Sylvester Stallone get beat up by a bunch of cartel members, it's like you just want him to like stand up and like just take out his knife and just start carving up people, and it's like when you see that happen, same thing with this movie. It's like he's an alcoholic. He's got severe issues. He lost his family, and then like that scene in the alley, he's getting beat up. It's like I just wanted him to get up and like pull a John Matrix, So it's like I get it, and I applaud him for doing something different because this is definitely not your typical Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. And I don't know if you guys had talked about this before, but he had heart surgery, and they. He was like people didn't want to make movies with him because they didn't want to insure him and stuff like that, So it's kind of like that thing, like, you think your action stars are, indestructible, and they're not. And I loved his character, and Jericho Kane. That's like the most awesome name ever. I wish I had,
It's a great action hero name. They still kept that in.
It's like one of the best. I'm like Jericho. I'm like, and.
As Adam said, JC, Jesus Christ, like, oh, I see what you did there. He's funny because
and he was crucified too.
Yeah,
that's the level of that. That's as high as it gets from the.
But just like I said, just revisiting it yesterday, I just I remembered again, like the first time I saw it, and I like Kevin Pollak. I liked his dynamic with Schwarzenegger too. I mean, I thought it kind of, spoiler, what happened to him. I thought, because it's always like, a cliche that something happens to the partner. So like when something doesn't happen to somebody's partner, you're just like, wow, that's shocking. Right. He lived, he survived, But it did offer a more dynamic to it. And Gabriel Byrne, I thought was because actually they were thinking about that Udo Kerr doing the main villain, as Satan, but they didn't want too forward speaking. Like they didn't want Schwarzenegger. And I can see how that would be like, it's like, yeah, like where's the subtitles, But like then it's like it's like then you get him. Then you get Byrne doing it, and he was he was perfect. I mean, his acting was phenomenal, and how he played it and everything. And I liked how I like when they combine action with horror, because you still have Schwarzenegger doing Schwarzenegger things. At the end, he tacks up, he gets the machine gun, he loads up, and everything, and it's like but then
he throws it all away, which I like because it's no use.
Well, that's beside. Yeah, it's like that's all really cool. Especially like he gets the machine gun with the grenade launcher, because you need one of those. But none of it's going to work or anything. But then I got kind of taken out like when the Satan revealed his form, and it was just and I was like, I thought it would have worked better if like they did Gabriel Byrne, like if they put like some massive makeup on him and like transformed him but you could still see that it was him as Satan instead of this humongous like. I don't know. It was like, holy cow, like what's going on right now? Yeah. So pros and cons, pros, Schwarzenegger, he still is able to do Schwarzenegger things in it. I enjoyed the action. Some of it was dark and confusing, and the editing was, why do they have to edit it like that? And he did have a problem. Peter Hyams directed the movie because he thought that, he was known for directing, like darker movies like that. But I enjoyed the action, and then, like I said, it took me out a little bit at the ending. I love the ending. I love how he sacrifices himself. That was awesome. That's the only way it could have ended, I thought.
Yeah.
Like if they copped out and did something else, like if he had done that and then like was like, oh, I'm okay, and then they show him on a stretcher.
There's certain characters who need to die, and it's like Maximus and Gladiator or whatever, because like they have to go be with their loved ones or whatever because there isn't anything left in this world for them, basically. So I like that.
They filmed it where he resurrected.
They
did.
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah.
They did. Yeah.
They did it for test audiences, and the test audience hated it. They're just like, nope. So they just went right back to where he sacrifices himself, and it's never been released on any of the like DVDs, Blu-rays, nothing.
But then like he does it, and then he sees his wife and daughter, and it's so symbolic.
That's the way it needs to end.
And that's like he didn't want to live anyway.
He should have been in hell. That would have been better.
Yeah, well, I mean, think about the amount of people he killed. And I was like, well, you would be good to hell. Yeah.
He didn't confess before he died.
Nope.
This movie has mixed messages.
Yeah. That's the thing. There isn't a message to it, really. That's the thing. It's not like today where the message. It's just
message.
Well, and in 1,000 years, it's going to happen again. It's cyclic. It's and to me. I guess you really want to dig deep down. It's kind of why Satan doesn't really give a shit. Like if this works, cool. I've tried to do this 1,000 times already. I'll just try again in another 1,000 years because time is inconsequential to me. And so he's that with J-Man saying he's not very like, there's not a lot of, emphasis on the timeline urgency that, because he's probably like, oh, well, if this doesn't work, I'll try again.
Right. But we're not going to see the next movie. We're watching this one.
Yeah.
You got to wait 1,000 years. Then in the 1,000 years, days too.
Like 28. Yeah. And what about end of nights or something, or end of afternoons,
end of morning tea,
end of mornings, or whatever. It's like the trilogy.
So funny thing is that I have that Blu-ray set that. Oh, sorry, John. That
No, you're fine. Go ahead.
Did you steal it?
No, I didn't steal it. But I have that Blu-ray set you thought you had. It's Call the Conqueror, The Jackal, Cowboy Way, and End of Days.
I do have that. I know I have that.
What do those movies have in common? That's the dumbest.
Steven has it. You open it up and it says Owen right in the inside cover. And he closes it back
if
up.
Found, please return to.
That's the exact one you're talking about because I remember ordering it. It's not even in my Amazon list though. Satan came into my house, deleted my Amazon history, and gave the Blu-ray to you. That's all. That's all is to it. Damn it, Satan, give me it back.
Oh man.
Oh, that must be what. Yeah, that's the weirdest thing. The fact that it's not even in my Amazon history.
Do you have a list? Like you guys don't keep? I have an Excel list of everything I own.
Yeah, me too.
I don't.
I don't have time. I don't have time.
Well, you've been to my apartment looks like shit. Everything is in no order at all. And that's maybe what I'm going to do whenever I'm home for a few days on my own over Christmas is that I might take everything out of the DVD shelves and actually put them in some semblance of an order so I know where things are rather than having to 2 days before a stream look for the movie. So I'll be like, where the fuck is this movie? There's no order to it at all. And it's like, oh, it's behind the cereal in the cupboard. Right there it is.
It's always where I keep my copy of Jumpin' Jack Flash. It's always behind the cereal.
Yeah.
I like to Jumpin' Jack Flash.
That's why it's behind the cereal.
I used to watch that all the time.
Like Fatal Beauty. You see Fatal Beauty? Oh boy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love that movie.
Yeah, but some of the other comments there suggested like Mel Gibson, and I thought, well, yes, he probably would have been better because of his religious background, whatever. But
We'd have just been calling him Riggs the entire time.
Yeah,
Playing
that's
the-
funny. Like I
Yeah.
watched Lethal Weapon the other night, and I actually forget what a fucking great movie that
That's so
is.
good.
It's so good. Like the director's cut particularly was like the sniper scene. I love that. But also, and I've written an article which I'm posting tomorrow on the site about the see you later scene, the suicide scene. That's probably the best acting Mel Gibson's ever done. That scene is like heart wrenching to watch.
It is.
I think that's a fantastically acted scene. It's really good. It's like Lethal Weapon and Die Hard are like the two things. Like everyone always talks about Die Hard. And you know how, just while I'm on the stream of consciousness, how everyone tediously keeps going on about Die Hard being a Christmas movie, and I'm just like, first of all, shut the fuck up. I'm sick of people talking about it. Second of all, my thought is, it is a Christmas movie because the entire film, the premise of the film is based around a Christmas party at an office. You can do it any other time of year. It's like, there's nobody else in the office because it's the Christmas holiday party. That's why it is. If it wasn't the Christmas party, so Christmas is integral to the story. And fuck, his wife's name is
They
Holly.
reference
Come on.
the whole movie, like it's part of the storytelling. So yeah, this movie, if you wanted to, say it, is kind of a Christmas movie. There's a goddamn Christmas tree in this thing. There's Christmas decorations all over the place. It's just happens to be after Christmas, but this ain't a Christmas movie we're doing.
Yes, Die Hard 2 is a Christmas.
Yeah,
Die Hard.
It's a Christmas. I think the debate is not, is it a Christmas movie? The debate is, what do you consider a Christmas movie? Like, is Silent Night, Deadly Night a Christmas movie?
Yeah.
It is. If you're saying that, hey, Chris, how's it going, man? Thanks for popping in. I appreciate. Like, if you're saying, is Silent Night, Deadly Night a Christmas movie? Yes. It's like, okay, well, there's Santa, there's Christmas, but there's murder. But the spirit of what a Christmas movie is, when people think of like, when in Canada, I don't know about you guys, Wizard of Oz was a Christmas movie. The reason why it's a Christmas movie is because they play it all the time on Christmas. So we would watch it on Christmas all the time. So it became a tradition. Oh yeah, we're going to watch Wizard of Oz today. It'd be that, White Christmas, Sound of Music. Those would all be playing. And then of course, all those, the Rudolph and all of those.
Yeah.
So to me, Wizard of Oz became a Christmas movie in the sense that that's when we would always get together to watch it. It doesn't have a Christmas theme. It does have a, No Place Like Home theme, which home is, associated with Christmas. We're going home with the family.
I'm going home for Christmas. Yeah.
Yeah. So then do you consider that a Christmas movie? No, by my standards of saying it doesn't have a theme of Christmas within the film. But you could say like, well, I watch it every Christmas. So yeah.
Yeah. It's a Christmas tradition, which is fine.
It's a tradition.
You can watch anything at a certain time, and it's a tradition. And
so I think they're saying Christmas movie as in the feel of the Christmas.
In this,
yeah. Like, does Die Hard have the Christmas spirit? Well, it's everyone's killing each other, so probably not.
Well,
yeah, but everybody is saved at the end.
It does.
He's reconciled.
They're not all saved. Like,
he came down through the chimney.
People got the main guy got killed, and the other guy got killed. Hart Bachner got killed. Supergirl's boyfriend got killed.
Hart
Bachner deserved to die in it, though. Ellis was a piece of shit.
Oh, so that's not Christmas spirit.
That's my Christmas.
Ellis was on the naughty list, J-Man. Okay, so that's why he
was
to
trying to save lives. I'm gonna do a hashtag Hart Bachner was trying to save lives.
Hashtag Ellis wasn't wrong.
Awful job.
I watch Die Hard only at Christmas. For me, it's a Christmas movie, and I watch it every Christmas. Same with Lethal Weapon. To that, I Come in Peace, Cobra. I watch all the First Blood is a Christmas movie. There's a Christmas tree in it. So yeah.
Yep.
But yet, does anybody talk about Christmas or holidays in First Blood? No. So therefore, I don't really consider that. But Die Hard, like I was saying, everything about it is Christmas. End of Days is a Christmas movie. It takes place at Christmas, and it's a more New Year movie rather than Christmas.
Yeah, it's like right in between.
It's a holiday season. Holiday season. Yeah.
Spend your time with Arnold.
It's funny. I was thinking earlier. I was like, does anybody have a track record of movies as Arnold Schwarzenegger, though? Just like, how many great movies does he have, though, that we watch all the time? You got like the Conan movies, Running Man, Predator, Terminator, even End of Days, Commando. I mean, there's just like so many entertaining movies that he's done. I mean, he's just the absolute best.
I mean, we've talked about it. Stallone would be the only other person I could think of that would have a catalog that even comes close.
Yeah. Obviously, Van Damme. Also, shout out to John for getting this.
Hey,
Oh, yeah.
Running shirt.
great.
That's awesome.
And Steve, oh, damn it.
Damn, I should have worn mine. I put on.
But also,
it's chilly
Steve
today.
got me that amazing LP of the Bloodsport score, which is unfortunately in the front room. I meant to bring it in tonight.
I saw that. Nice.
J-Man's got to get credit for that, though. He found it.
Yeah, that's awesome. I've been telling everybody that. And I literally nearly cried with joy whenever I saw it. I was like, that's one of the best Christmas presents I've ever received. It was so awesome. Just getting something that is pure me. Just...
You get me. You really get
you
me.
really you complete me.
Yeah.
I'm looking at Schwarzenegger's. I mean, I like Hercules in New York. I love Pumping Iron. I've seen that 400 times.
Hercules in New York is fun.
I like both Conan's. Conan's my favorite movie. I like both Conan's. Terminator, Red Sonja, Commando. I like Raw Deal. I like Predator. I like Running Man. Red Heat's okay to me too. Twins isn't that bad. I love Total Recall. I like Kindergarten Cop. T2 is awesome. Last Action Hero is awesome. True Lies is pretty good. Junior, Eraser is not bad. Jingle All the Way is okay for me. I know people like it. I'm like okay on it. Batman, Robin, I like. End of Days, I like. 6 Days, okay. Collateral Damage is like, it's okay.
Collateral Damage, I don't love. I think that's one of his weaker ones.
Yeah, it's okay.
Collateral Damage at some point, talking about something that isn't that great. I haven't seen that in years, but I think it was kind of rewritten because of 9/11, wasn't it?
Yeah.
They very much changed it. Yeah.
And he had like Last Stand too, which was like right after he was governor, which is
Escape Plan. It's good.
Escape Plan. Those were good.
Yeah, there's about 12 movies of his that I'd say are like 8 to 10 out of 10. Like holy crap, that's crazy.
But did you know Raw Deal is underrated? I've had people in the last couple of weeks come at me for liking Raw Deal. I'm like, how do you not like Raw Deal? I'm like,
what's wrong with Raw Deal?
Raw Deal has him checking his hair before going to shoot people. What's not to fucking like?
Yeah,
the best scene ever. We'll do a stream at some point about
I deleted one guy. I was just like, I'm not talking to you. I can't. No.
You get that quintessential, stereotype of fighting at the quarry at the end, and it's just him versus gangsters and machine. God, I love Raw Deal, man.
Or he comes out of the vent at the end and like just totally annihilates. Yeah, that's totally Schwarzenegger.
He Punishers at the end of Raw Deal. It's pretty much what the Punisher would have done. No, I like Raw Deal.
It's got one-liner. You should not eat or drink and bake.
Don't drink and bake.
It's got one-liners.
Yeah.
It's like, It's
I wrote one line down. I'm not afraid to die. Good. I'm not afraid to kill you. That was a good one. That was a good line. That was the line I wrote down.
Yeah, the scene of him loading up guns is so awesome in Raw Deal. Yeah, the music is awesome, and then checks his hair in the mirror.
Then he has the guns like you think it's like it would be a suit, but he unzips it. It's like it's like
all his armament.
It's like John Wick before John Wick was John Wick. It's like
that's actually what I'm. Well done, Ron, for bringing this up. When everyone was worried about Y2K, I'm still in the bunker. Yeah, and this movie was sort of chiming in on that because I mean we were all around then and remember the craziness. Everyone thought all our computers were going to explode and all this nonsense.
I didn't think that at all.
I was not worried. I was like,
no, I don't think anybody with a brain was worried because I was like, that's not going to happen. And it was one of these things. I don't know if it was created by the internet or whatever. Just the internet was in its infancy back then, mind you. Yeah. I thought that was it's funny just how you remember different periods, and I remember the Y2K thing being this like huge deal leading up to it, and like, is the world going to end, or it's going to be this or whatever? And it was like, no, nothing's going to happen.
Yeah, well, they were like selling it like the power was going to go off at midnight.
It doesn't matter. It's just a naming. If you use real computers, if you're a person who is using computers and you know about computers, like it's just a nomenclature. It'll just be 2 zeros. It's like if you're playing Joust, that you can only get 9,999,999. Oh no, what happens? Well, then it just goes to 0 and you keep playing.
Starts over. No, J-Man, it sends us back to 1900.
Right.
All our technology disappeared.
They thought the world. They thought it was going to be a kill screen. If you know your arcade terminology, they thought it was going to be the kill screen.
Yeah, it's like the end of Escape from New York.
Shuts down.
Escape from New York, John. Exactly.
Like he starts ripping the tape up. It's like, we're going back to the Stone Age.
Oh, Escape from LA, where he does it's LA. You mean where he does the thing? He shut down the Earth. That was the best.
Oh, so good.
And he used the matches. That was the one thing he had. Because if you watch that movie, it's a genius movie. Keep track of every piece of thing that he gets in the beginning. They equip him. He uses everything they equipped him. But throughout the whole movie, he never used the matches. And at the very, very, very end, lights. I was like, nice. He used everything they gave him, man. I was like, just at the very end. Anyways, I love Escape from LA. But
Y2K was basically a giant marketing campaign for people to sell Y2K shit.
Yeah, so people could buy new computers and whatever. Yeah.
And new computers. Who remembers the ads of like home computers that said, you will never have to upgrade this computer.
Yeah.
You will
Big
never
time.
run out of memory in this computer. And now a USB stick has more fucking RAM and all the other shit than those brand new computers that were $1,000.
I'm still, what are you talking about, Charlie? I'm still using that computer. I'm using that very one.
Does it still have the stickers all over it?
Yeah. The keyboard is this thick.
Clack, 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 clack.
What are we talking about? Oh, end of days. Okay, all right.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we're kind of all talked about that. We all kind of think it's good. But yeah, so I watched Werewolves the other day with Frank Grillo. That was a lot of fun. I mean, is it like amazing cinema? No. But does it have Frank Grillo taking a minigun to fucking werewolves? Yeah. So
I'm in.
I mean,
I'll see that for sure.
yeah. I mean, 90 minutes.
Ooh.
You know, and yeah, I had a good time with it. I thought it was pretty decent. What else have we watched? I finished watching Paris Has Fallen. I've got my review for that. I might post that in a couple of days. It was pretty good. Went too long, like 2 episodes too long. Kind of dragged out. Probably could have worked better as a movie. Yeah, could have just been a movie rather than dragging it all out. And else, I'm going to watch Venom now that that's out on digital. And then tomorrow night, me and J-Man are going to see Craven the Hunter. So what time is that at, by the way?
7 p.m. I'll send you your ticket.
I'm going.
Yeah,
I'm seeing the first showing tomorrow at 2, which is 3 o'clock your time.
Yeah.
I'm excited. Like a lot of people are bashing it already. I'm like,
what's up with that? It's not even out yet.
I don't know.
I can defend the decision to make a Craven movie if anyone wants to hear the defense to use against other people. If you want to use it against other people,
Not that I ever do, but go ahead.
no. So okay. So like Venom is piss, and because the problem is that Eddie Brock hates Peter Parker because he took his position at the paper. The symbiote hates Peter Parker because it rejected him. So together they form the ultimate villain for Spider-Man, which is Venom. He's got the eyes, he's got the symbol. If you don't have Spider-Man in the movie to create the prospect of what Venom is, how is there a Venom movie? That's why that series is crappy. It has nothing. Why does he have the eyes? Like his eyes are Spider-Man eyes. Like all the Venoms have the same eyes, but it's stupid.
Yeah.
So you couldn't do Scorpion because Scorpion was just Mac Gargan, a regular thug that Jameson talks him into getting into the Scorpion outfit to go face off with Spider-Man. So Scorpion doesn't exist until Spider-Man exists first. But Craven was someone who was hunting and doing stuff before Spider-Man, because when Spider-Man came to existence, he's like, oh, I will hunt this creature and take him down. So he sees Spider-Man as the final goal. So there could have been goals prior to Spider-Man. So it makes sense that there's a movie about Craven. If you have to pick some villains, you can pick Craven because he is an interesting enough character that has a backstory before Spider-Man is in the picture. You can't do Scorpion. You can't do Venom. You can't do Green Goblin, really. It's like Spider-Man is those guys. You know what I'm saying? But some of the characters that existed
you gotta go to
before.
Chameleon and...
He's in this.
That's what I've heard that he's in it. But I mean, that would be another one that's not reliant on Spider-Man. He was existing before Spider-Man.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Vulture is just a guy who put a Vulture suit on to go do
Rob
crimes.
Banks. Yeah,
right. So it's like so, but Spider-Man needs to step in. Like, otherwise, what would Vulture's story be? Would it be him in the company developing technology, and then that guy steals his ideas? You'd be like, is this a Michael Douglas movie or something, where it's like Wall Street or something, and then he gets screwed at the end? So that would, even though Vulture's my favorite, that wouldn't work. But Craven is my second favorite, and I think it could work. Plus, he looks like I didn't have to be like, hey, who's this character? Oh, that's Craven. Oh, that's Craven. It's like you looked at it like, yeah, that's Craven. Yep. Like you can immediately tell that that's Craven without someone telling you it's Craven. So I don't know. I'm excited for it. So if it sucks,
I'm looking forward to it. Yeah,
I just tell people it looks badass. That's
that's the easier way to do it. But if they challenge you, you can push back with that. Like, oh, what? Here's a talking point. Where's there a Spider-Man villain movie without Spider-Man in it? That's a talking point, and then you can destroy that talking point. Now, if they say it for Venom, you have to say you are correct. That's correct. There should not be a Venom movie.
I mean, we're now seeing that with the Penguin in that. There's another character who there's no Batman in it. There's no
Right.
Batman in that entire show.
Right.
And it's just that's how they're
Is he-
doing it now. Like,
Well, he was, again, Penguin would have existed in building his empire with if Batman wasn't in, let's say Batman never happened, Penguin would still be doing the same thing he's doing.
Yep.
yeah,
That's how you can tell. Like, Venom would not be doing anything if Eddie and the symbiote didn't meet up because of Peter Parker. So you can't have the movie. But Penguin is just a guy trying to, rule become the big mob boss. So it's okay for Penguin. It wouldn't work for Two-Face, because Two-Face would have been like Harvey Dent would have been knowing about Batman and working with them and blaming Batman and all that. So it's like, how could there be a Two-Face if there's no Batman, right?
Right.
So
There could be a Harvey Dent, but there can't be a Two-Face.
Yes, that is correct. You can have Harvey Dent. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm just going to go through some of these comments here because there's all kinds of good comments here.
That's not going to happen. If it did, that'd be the greatest thing in the history of the universe, but that would never happen.
If I were to stars 3.5, 5, I'd probably give it.
That's what I said. Yeah, 3. I actually got it and I rated it when I watched it. I did 3.5 stars. I'm like,
which is probably about 7.
I gave it a 7 out of 10 based on my system.
about
Just
a
the story and
7.5.
pacing, everything else is good.
Yeah,
I gave it 6.5.
6.5.
So we're
Oh,
all-
see, Steve's the hater this week.
wow.
Dun, dun,
Find the
dun.
hater.
you were sentenced to the Phantom Zone.
Oh, I'm gonna get a Phantom Zone, and then the hater of the night, we're gonna throw him into the Phantom Zone. This
banished.
is a great idea. I love this.
Awesome.
I'm gonna try to find something for that.
Yeah. Someone asked in one of the comments, AJ will say what we're doing next week. Not a goddamn thing, because I'm going to be away on vacation. I leave on Tuesday, so I'm going back to Scotland to see my mommy and daddy and my brother for Christmas.
I'm gonna do a Craven. I've got to do something for my channel for Craven, so I'll probably, if you want, I can do a Wednesday. I can fill the gap. I can do a Wednesday. I usually don't do Wednesdays, but I'll do a Wednesday if you guys want to do a Wednesday.
If you guys want to, I won't be here, but you're an admin, so that'd be great. And then
I could stream it to both. I think I can stream it to both me and you at the same time.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, I think I could do that.
Thank you, Adam. I plan
Cool,
to.
man.
So January 1st, we're going to be talking Den of Thieves, because the reason why I want to do that is because January 10th, Den of Thieves 2 comes out, and I can't remember anything about Den of Thieves so much before seeing it. So
It's
I
like
know I've
the
seen it.
generic Heat.
It's on Netflix, so I have interesting things to say about that movie.
But I
But,
like
I just watched it. That's why I was asking, when are we doing it? Because I just watched it.
So January 1st, say nothing. We'll discuss.
First
then.
time watching it. I'd
Yeah.
give you my wife's take as well.
Okay.
For the first 20 minutes she watched.
Yeah. So, hey, Jarrett, good to see you. I haven't seen you for a while.
Perfect movie to watch.
Perfect
on
movie
New
to watch
Year's
in
Eve,
New
yes.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. So.
Yep.
Yeah, I read this one. Yeah, this is Craven is like the end of it. I'm just sort of like, why?
they're trying to
Talk
milk
only
it.
in your Arnold voice. Well, to be honest, I usually do. You'd be amazed how often I do that. I even do it at work sometimes. And there's actually a lady called Maria in Montreal, and anytime she sends email, like, "God damn it, Maria, why are you emailing me? What do you want now?" It's like even Amanda does. She's like, Maria. She just has to. Anytime someone's saying Maria, you have to say it in the Arnie voice. Otherwise, what's the point? So, well, we haven't even reached an hour. Does anybody else have anything else we wish to discuss regarding end of days? Or
Yeah, well,
anything?
we can like
I don't know about
I gave
end
my
of days,
take.
but what's another New Year's Eve movie that we
Strange
watch?
Days. Strange Days is cool.
yeah, I saw that in the theater also.
Yeah.
That's another movie that's disappeared. Like, I have it on VHS, and I don't think it's never got like a Blu-ray release. It's on DVD anywhere. I'm not sure.
It's not action, but I watch Trading Places for every New Year's. That is one of my favorites.
I need to watch them.
Let's remind everybody that this is my channel. The link is in the thing. So if you wouldn't mind subscribing to me, Steven's got his website up where he sells a lot of his books. We got John's site as well. We got Charlie's podcast, and of course there's the actionelite.com. Does everyone here know about actionelite.com? I believe that they do.
I hope so. Theactionelite.com. So check it out tomorrow, and then you'll see. I'll have a review for Craven up tomorrow night. But as soon as I get back, I usually like write reviews in like 10 minutes when I'm half tired, and then fix all typos later.
I thought I was the only one that did that. Good job.
I know. I go through it and I'm like, oh wait, I spelled all those words wrong.
This is why you do videos. Why do you think I do videos? I just talk for 5 minutes and then I shut it down and upload it. I don't have to do anything.
I know,
Right.
but particularly after a day of work, you got or normally I'll do it while I'm at work.
Or
What?
like I hate it when I put an error in the title. Like Owen like texted me one time. He was like, I was like, oh shit. I was like, I had to change.
I do that all the time. I did that actually earlier today. I can't remember what it was, but
Damn it.
yeah, it was coming soon. William Kaufman's Nightingale, which sounds awesome. But I said Koning soon, C-O-N-I-G. I was like, oh fuck, I should change it before anybody notices that.
Because then
get
you do
good
it, then everybody has
interaction.
to point it out.
I was
Like,
gonna say you get great interaction because everyone's like, you misspelled it. You have
Oh yeah, they do. Yeah.
Oh my God, Charlie, you just reminded me something that is super true. Okay, I was desperately, there's a trailer for Diener 89, which spoilers is my favorite movie of this year, unless Craven beats it, which I doubt it. And in the trailer, they play this metal song, and I could not figure it out. So I went to every single post where everyone posted. I said, can someone tell me what song this is? What song is this? What song is this? Nobody posted. One guy responded saying, he goes, you know what you should have done? You should have said, that's a great Led Zeppelin song in the first minute, and then everyone would have corrected you. And I was like, right, nobody wants to help you, but they want to correct.
No, but they want to hurl abuse at you. Yeah,
Exactly.
like people love
Oh, they love
negativity.
when
It's
you
so
make a
funny.
mistake.
Like if I give something a bad review, or whatever, and I know exactly who the fucker is, always likes to comment on these things, but I won't say who they are on camera. But you know who you are. But it's anytime you give like a negative review, they're there. Well, maybe you should.
That's exactly their voice.
That's exactly how they speak. Because I'm smarter than you, and I get this better than you. And I go fuck yourself.
Hamilton in the chat outside. I'm sorry.
We don't accept your apology. That's one thing you have to learn.
Fuck you.
You should have
It's
not
like
done the thing to get apologize. That you need to apologize. That's what it should have happened right there.
Yeah, exactly. Don't listen to trolls. I have a while back did wonders for my mental health. Yeah, I just ignore them, to be honest. We don't get too many because nobody really cares. It's like as most people our age who are mostly tired and don't really be bothered. We occasionally get you get the odd comment like you're boring guys or whatever.
Oh
I
yeah.
love it.
Still our favorite.
I will fight all trolls, and I will win because they will get exhausted.
Yeah.
I went about 17 bit back and forth with this guy not too long ago, and he's like, I'm going to go to every video of yours and put a thumbs down. I was like, perfect. Put a comment on every video, and then I'm going to comment on that comment.
Yeah,
And he didn't realize that it's all right. They don't know if it's negative or not. Even if you thumbs down something, it doesn't. I don't know if you guys know this. If someone thumbs down, it doesn't hurt you. It just means that they won't get shown that kind of stuff.
Yep.
It has nothing to do with, it's like that Snow White movie trailer has 4 trillion thumbs downs. It doesn't mean it's going to hurt them. Like the movie's coming out. Like, I don't, it's like
it doesn't affect YouTube's thoughts on, you want to see more negative things about this? We're going to show it to you.
Yeah, when people are like, oh my god, the trailer's been reissued, and I'm like, yeah, and they're laughing all the way to the fucking.
Yeah, they don't care. It doesn't matter. Like any engagement is something, right?
Any engagement.
Yeah,
Yes,
exactly.
yes, anything.
Yeah, and I mean, I actually watched the Snow White trailer, and I was like, yeah, that does look like piss.
Of course, it's piss.
It looks horrendous.
It's terrible.
If you
I'll
really
send
want to
Jamie
stick
to
it
go
to
see
them, don't even talk on it. You just watch it and go, that sucked, and scroll on.
Yeah,
Don't even
there you go.
don't do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like what Adam says here. It's so funny. No, not. Yeah, it's so it goes like heinous. Just the people who are like just keep going on and on and on about it. And you're like, it doesn't matter. Just who cares? But it's like you've said before. It's like clickbait, rage bait. Isn't that what it's called?
Rage.
And that's
rage
what these
bait.
guys all do, where they talk about it. And it's funny, like you watch these people. I won't mention them, but you all know who I'm talking about. But we all know who they are. And they talk about how there's no like great male characters or whatever anymore. And I was like, really, you didn't watch like Beekeeper or any of these? Like, they just watch kids movies. It's like,
Right.
there's plenty of like there's great characters and like action and horror and whatever else. Yeah, it's not like the 80s where there's like tons, but there are still enough. But yeah, they're just complaining just for the sake of complaining, and it's all very tiresome.
Well, they're grifting, right? They want to get their money. My problem is that firstly, I watch a thing, I review it. I thought Acolyte was piss, I reviewed it. I'm done. I did my one review and I'm done. I moved on with my life, and I watched Godzilla -1, loved it. Then I watched Beekeeper, loved it. Then I watched Ahsoka, didn't think that was very good, did a review, didn't like it. Next, just do your thing and move on. But they just take one thing like Snow White, and there's like 400 videos about how it's trash every day. It's like, you guys don't really care about Snow White. You know what? So what is it trash compared to? Compared to what? The first Disney movie? Oh, you mean where they changed the entire storyline, renamed all the dwarves? That is not the Grimm fairy tale. Disney effed it up. The first guy to do the wrong thing was Disney. He took the original. If it came out now based on the original Grimm fairy tale, the Grimm fairy tale people will be like, hey, this isn't the real Snow White. You changed everything. So what are you comparing it to? So, and that's me not even caring about Snow White. Look, I don't care about Snow White. The first cartoon, it was good. I liked it. Then that's it. I watched it maybe twice. I don't own it. I don't care. It's like, that's it. I'm done with it. I don't need to make 400 videos on it. It's not about my channel. Make one video. If you see the movie and you think it sucks and you review movies, then you should review it fairly and say, listen, I saw this movie. I did not like it. It was very poor. Bad quality. The CGI is terrible. I don't like it. But then move on. And then the second thing, and then is where there's a grid. Like there's 5 of us here. I've seen 9, 3x3, like 3. And every single person, Jay, man, what do you think? Oh, it's trash, nonsense, crap, whatever. Oh, and what do you think? Oh, it's trash, terrible, nonsense. Rachel Ziegler sucks. Charlie, what do you think? Oh, Rachel Ziegler's terrible. I can't stand her. John, what do you think? Oh, it's like, does anyone, like they sat there for Alien Romulus and everyone hated on it. Didn't anyone think, I thought it was pretty good. Like, there's never been one instance ever where one of those people in that grid has disagreed in the slightest with anyone else's opinion. It's like they all came together.
That's boring.
It's boring.
Yeah. I mean, we disagree
all the time.
Yeah,
we
like,
disagree
you,
all the time.
What I do?
You should close every time with him saying,
that's what you just
I thought we lost access to all those pictures.
No, Owen brought them back.
Yeah, I repaid just so he could piss you off just for tonight.
and he made them glossy and shiny.
Was that 4K? Damn.
Listen, are you kidding me? I only do 4K GIFs, please.
Yeah, exactly. Why are grown-ass men talking about Snow White? I'm like, you're not the demographic. Like, who gives? I'm never going to watch it ever, and I don't care.
I don't care.
It's like whenever these guys were crying about the Little Mermaid and whatever, and I was like, okay, you're grown-ass men talking about the Little Mermaid. Go watch the fucking Beekeeper or
right. And look, it's trash. But look, the Little Mermaid was trash. My neighbor's kids want to watch it. I said, don't watch it. It looks boring and dark. And they're like, well, they don't want to watch it. So I loaned it to them. And they watched it like, well, that was terrible. They got bored and they didn't like it. And then they ended up watching the cartoon, which they loved because it's 80 minutes and it's super colorful. I'm like, right, kids don't want this trashy thing. But I don't care if it's good or bad. I made 0 videos on it because I literally don't care at all.
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
exactly.
If your kids think, and the kids thought it was boring, I was like, right, because it is a bad movie. It's objectively a bad movie, but I don't care if it's bad or not. Let it tank and move on. Barbie made $2 million. I didn't think it was that good. Obviously, people thought it was good. Yeah. So I guess I'm in the minority.
Demographic, that's the thing. It's we're not the people complain when something is made for a target demographic, and like, but wait a minute, it has to appeal to me. I'm like, well, no, it doesn't.
Yeah,
well,
like
sorry, Steve, no, it's the Ricky Gervais guitar
lessons. Yeah,
you guys know that one, right?
I can't remember. I don't remember breakfast, so
I can't remember what I had at my dinner.
The joke is this guy is walking along. You know those on the telephone poles. They got the for this take a tab or phone this number.
Tear the number off. Yeah,
right. Mm-hmm. So a guy walks by and he looks at the pole and he sees call this number for guitar lessons. So he picks up the phone and he's like, I don't want guitar lessons.
Yeah, like he's angry that he's angry that it exists.
It exists.
Like it's like there's guitar. I don't want guitar lessons. F this. Why is there guitar lessons around here? It's like, okay, don't take them. Like just move on.
But don't take them. Yeah, exactly. Like you walking along in the convenience store, you see chips. Like now they got spicy all dressed chips. What am I going to lose my shit over that? I'm not going to buy it. I exercise my right as a consumer and I move on. I don't go on, TikTok. Oh my God, spicy all dress. Like, who cares?
See you, Jimmy. Have a good holiday.
Is there actually spicy all dressed? That sounds really good. I was like, as soon as you said spicy all dressed, that's all I cared about. I was like, that sounds really good.
Well played to Jarrett being the only person still talking about End of Days.
No, I got something to say.
Okay, let's go back to it. Right, okay.
Okay, you know what I really here's some things I really liked about it. So now that we're done with the critical phase of the program, I really like the idea that there's a guy out there who's like, F you, I'm just gonna blow this devil guy away. It's refreshing because it feels like out of all the characters in that movie, you feel like you want to be the guy who's like, you know what, F the devil, I'm going to go blow his ass apart. I'm going to get these weapons and shoot the shit out of him. What's he going to do about it then, huh? And they're like, oh, you don't understand all that. It's like, no, listen, I got this. I like a straightforward approach in my heroes where it's like, okay, what's the thing? This guy's here. I'll stop him. Well, you don't understand. Listen, I've got grenade launchers and I'm just going to destroy this piece of garbage. And that's the end of it. And I like that. And it fails, obviously, because he's the devil, but I like the straightforward approach attitude. It's why I like Ash in the Army of Darkness movies. This sort of like, okay, I'm getting a chainsaw. I'm getting my boomstick. I'm going to blow them away. It's like, yeah, but there's like an army of skeletons. We'll fight them. Right? And it's like, you know, I like that sort of like just head on, take it on head on. Everyone's like, oh, yeah. It's like, look, you guys are cowarding down here. Fine, whatever. I'm going to go out there and just destroy this guy. I really like that. And it gets you pumped, because you want to go out there and do it. And he's got the trench coat, which, you know, realistically, would he be wearing a trench coat? Of course he would be wearing one because they're cool. So it's I like cold, that part.
It's rainy. He's wearing a trench coat.
Yeah. I do like the girl that she's a normal. What I liked about her too is that she wasn't an annoying, like, oh, I hate this and I don't like this. And so it mattered. You didn't want her to be hurt because she was just a good person and a regular girl. I hate when they make them overly smart. Like, oh, I'm smarter than you, Jericho, because I know this. Why don't we go here? Why are we running over here? Why don't we go over here? Like, you can see that like, there's a lot of those kind of sidekicks where it's like, come on, we got to go run this way. Why are we running this way? Oh, we should go over here. Are you stupid? Like, there's none of that. She's just like completely, okay, I got to do what I got to do.
Well, she's scared. Ends up torn whenever the church wants her to stay. It's like, you stay with me, I've got the guns, or you're gonna. And she's like, he's got the guns, but I kind of feel like I'm supposed to be here. I buy it with her. I
100%. Yeah, she's good.
I love this scene. Sorry, just while I remember before I forget it. Whenever they're looking at the apple, and then you see all the naked bodies, and
that was cool.
Sorry, I see things, and he's like, no, I see it too.
I like that.
I just
really
like that scene. Yeah, it was a cool scene.
I do like that she sees things. Yeah, that was cool, and that actually made her more sympathetic because out of all the anguish that she like, it's like just at any moment in time you see something weird, and you're like, oh, this is like killing, you know. So it's like you made it. You felt you actually cared about her to not, you know, get. Impregnated.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah.
What if she was on the pill or something though? I guess that wouldn't have been a.
There's a great Rob Zombie song I remember. So music was great. Like John Debney is an underrated composer. He also worked with Peter Hyams on Sudden Death, and I love the music to Sudden Death. That's really good. So I'm trying to think what my favorite Peter Hyams movie is. Probably is Sudden Death, to be honest.
I have to look. Let's take a look.
Sudden Death is like one of my favorite Van Damme movies. It always surprised me that other people like don't like it as much as me. I'm like, what the hell? It's amazing.
I think, I don't know, like my experience, because I was around people who were mostly like-minded, everyone thought Sudden Death was friggin' awesome. I mean, actually my wife liked Sudden Death a lot. She saw that without me. She had seen that on her own. Let me see.
Yeah, Super Beast by Rob Zombie. That's what it is. Yeah,
that's what it is.
Yeah, I've got Super Beast. I've got all
with
Rob
these guys.
Zombies.
I kind of like Time Cop a little bit, maybe just a little bit more than Sudden Death. Both are great, but Time Cop's just interesting. It's got that sci-fi kind of twist.
It's got that amazing hairstyle that Van Damme, hasn't it?
Well, I like Capricorn 1. That's a great film.
That was a good movie. I only watched that for the first time a few years ago. That was really good.
Oh my god!
Outland, guys!
Outland is amazing. I love Outland. I always thought that should take place in the Alien universe. It kind of feels like that.
It definitely feels like you're expecting Wayland or Yutani to be like printed on shit in the back.
That's the company he's working for, or whatever.
Exactly.
And like, the surly bastard in it too.
What a missed opportunity! We didn't see Sean Connery shooting at xenomorphs.
That'd be sick. Okay, he's got. Oh my god, this is crazy. So Time Cop, Sudden Death, Relic, End of Days, and The Musketeer, which I didn't think was that bad either.
Yeah.
That's a pretty
I like
damn good. That's 5 in a row.
It's a good resume right there. Yeah, Relic was cool.
I like the Musketeer actually. Yeah, that one.
I liked how they did that with the Hong
Yeah,
Kong
that was
stuff.
neat.
Yeah, that
With
was-
they
Yeah.
used like the martial arts. Like
it was
the
different.
wushu
Everybody
stuff.
says there's nothing different, and then they do something like that,
That
and
was
then people
totally
still shit on
different.
it.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
oh, I was like, what do you want? It's like I don't know anymore.
I like every Musketeer thing there is, so I'm a bit
have
of a
you seen the new
schmo for
one?
Musketeers.
The new French movies of the
I
Musketeers.
can't find it, man.
Oh, yeah.
I
It's
can't
on-
find. I want it on 4K. Good,
Oh,
both
yeah.
4K with subtitles. I want the proper thing. I will watch it immediately and then I'll review it. I'm super pumped for that. I want to go to the theater, but it wasn't.
Yeah, so did I, but it wasn't out. Yeah.
It wasn't out. Yeah.
Same with Tony Jaa's recent films, Striking Rescue. That never got a release
Nowhere.
here,
Not near I can't-
anywhere.
Oh, it was in
Uh,
Georgia. I googled my zip code, and the closest theater was in Georgia. I'm like, I don't think so.
Great.
Jesus.
Oh, he did
Sound-
Enemies Closer as well. That was a fun one because Van Damme's basically the Joker in it.
What's the Sound of Thunder? What is this?
Oh, you
No,
oh, you
that
never
is
saw
that's his
Yeah.
stinker. You can't all have winners, but no, I think that was like not finished or whatever. It's like very
Yeah.
early CG.
Oh.
I can't remember what the details were.
It was a
There
trouble.
was some
Step on a
cool ideas.
butterfly and fuck up the world.
but it's
Yeah,
based on a Ray Bradbury story, and that
It
guy's
is.
like a masterpiece.
Yeah.
Man.
but it's badly based.
Doesn't
on-
mean it's interpreted well.
that is true. It's just when I see that name, I'm like, oh, whoa, this,
Right.
Yeah, I have it on DVD somewhere. I think I blind bought it because I saw it was Peter Hyams. I was like, oh, I must pick that up. And then I was like, oh no, wait, it's shite.
And it did look cool. Like if you watch the trailer before seeing the movie, you're like, ooh. And then you watch it, like, yeah, this is nothing like what I was watching in the trailer.
God, it only made $10 million on $80 million budget.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Ouch.
Eek, eek,
got a height. Yeah.
run away.
So, what do you guys have? Anything cool coming up over the next week or two?
I'm streaming every day. I don't even what's today?
Today's
Wednesday?
Wednesday.
Tomorrow's Craven, so I'll post my review as
Yeah.
Owen posts his review. Friday is Avengers. That's every Friday. Saturday, I'm doing Craven's Last Hunt. Sunday, we're doing the Dread movies. If you guys are coming, I don't know. We're going to talk about both Dread movies on Sunday. Then Monday is Legion. Then I think Tuesday I have a day off. Yes, I'm playing D&D, so I have a day off on Tuesday, and then I'm back to my schedule after that. Woo! And then that Wednesday I'll do Craven. We'll do Craven.
Right.
So there you go.
Yeah, and then I will be gone. So yeah, I'll just have arrived, so I'll be totally out of it because I'll be on UK time then.
Yep.
Alrighty,
got-
we shall wrap that up then. So this is at least my last stream for this year. So J-Man, I'll just make you an admin on like the actually Facebook page and group, so you're able to share things out then.
Can I? Oh, okay, yeah, sure, yeah.
Yeah, I should do that. So I trust.
I'm gonna practice. I saw someone do double streams. Like I can pick both of our channels and stream at the same time.
See, that would be cool.
Yep.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Ready
right.
for next week.
Yeah, I'm prepared for this week. Me too. All right, guys. Well, thank you all for watching. And if you are watching, have a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. And I'll speak to you January 1st. So it will be Happy New Year then for then. So thank you, guys. And if you are watching, you are the actually, of course, except for Charlie.
What'd I do?